Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
And that breaking news happening right now in Sterling Heights. Live pictures over a business where 2 men are confirmed dead after being crushed by slabs of granite.
All right, let's get right out to Larry Sproul. He is live at that business on 19 Mile. It's just west of Van Dyke. Larry, I know you just got an update from fire officials.
Good evening, Stephen. Jason, I just spoke with the fire chief, and he tells me this is just a very sad and tragic scene. Now, since I've been out here about an hour or so, we saw co-workers and employees walking out of the building in tears, literally grabbing and putting their face down. Now, it all happened here at this warehouse. Take a look from Skyfar above at the stone warehouse. They tell me that they got the call around 3 o'clock today. Fire Chief John Martin tells me 2 workers inside the building are dead tonight after multiple granite slabs fell on top of them. Now, to give you a better perspective of what we're talking about, I'm told that each 5x8 slab weighs about 1,000 pounds. They're not sure how many fell on top of them, but they can just say there are multiple slabs. Now, we just spoke with the chief about 15 minutes ago. He tells me this is a very slow recovery process as they try to go inside and figure out exactly what happened. Take a listen.
We have 2 bodies that are trapped in a situation that is very unstable right now. We want to make sure nobody else gets hurt today. So, very tragic day for the employees here. They're very broken up. It's a tight-knit group.
And so they're not releasing the names of the victims right now until everyone is notified exactly what happened. I do know also that OSHA will be beginning their investigation very soon. Now, we are live in Sterling Heights tonight. Larry Sproul, Local 4.
He was one of the last people to see Danielle Stislicki alive. Today he took the stand and said he saw her with the man charged with her murder.
And that was just one part of a day full of testimony that was pretty devastating in Farmington Hills. As the preliminary hearing for Floyd Galloway begins, defender Karen Drew was in the courtroom today. And Karen, a murder case with no body, but the circumstantial evidence really piling up here.
It definitely is. As you said, Danny's body has never been found, but the prosecution believes they have enough evidence to convict Floyd Galloway of her murder. They started the day with a long list of witnesses, including Danny's co-worker, who saw her at her work parking lot the night she went missing. She was apparently talking to Floyd Galloway. His car had broken down. Then another co-worker testified about that fateful day.
And you saw Danielle?
Yes, I saw her.
Did you see someone in the vehicle with her?
Yes.
Who was that?
The defendant.
This cab driver testified she picked up Galloway at a Tim Hortons about 3/4 of a mile from Danny's apartment that night. Here he is, spotted on the restaurant surveillance camera. Footage never publicly seen till now. You can see Galloway asking to use the coffee shop's phone when he called for the cab.
How was Mr. Galloway behaving?
Calmly, real calm.
Detectives also testified Danny's keychain and Fitbit were found between the walk from Danny's apartment and that Tim Hortons Galloway visited that night. This moment caused a gasp in the courtroom when prosecution showed surveillance video of what they believe to be Danny's car headed towards Galloway's home the night of her disappearance.
That appears to be Danielle Stislicki's vehicle. We can see the very significant dirt area on her car.
Also introduced a receipt and video surveillance 2 days after Danny's disappearance when Galloway went into a Beverly Hills Bed Bath & Beyond and purchased a white comforter.
What was unusual?
Just the relevance of the case. You know, she goes missing. You have a new comforter on the bed. You know, he doesn't make a lot of money. That's a pretty, it's a lot of money purchase.
Also, detectives talked about a patch of carpeting that was clearly replaced in Galloway's master bedroom. They also saw carpet remnants in the trash. They're hoping to tie in the fact that carpet was replaced, a comforter was replaced just days after Danny went missing. This could prove to Galloway's guilt, but clearly they do still have a long road to travel. Back to you.
Yeah, Karen, how did Galloway's attorney react when all this evidence was presented?
Well, they keep saying it's circumstantial. The fact that he happened to be at a Tim Hortons that was just 3/4 of a mile away from her apartment, they say basically was a coincidence. The fact that this car that was spotted that looked like Danny's car headed to Galloway's home, they said, well, there are a lot of cars like that. Prosecution came back and said, no, there aren't. That car was filled with dirt. This is definitely going to get heated. We'll have more at 6, including some text messages between Danny and the alleged murderer. That's at 6. Until then, we're live in Farmington Hills. I'm Karen Drew. Back to you.
All right, Karen. Steve?
Governor Whitmer's plan to fix the roads hit a big speed bump today. Both Democrats and Republicans say discussions about road funding are off the table until after a state budget deal is put together, something Governor Whitmer said she would never do. Consumer investigator Hank Winchester getting some answers as talks once again have fallen apart.
Everyone agrees the roads here in Michigan, they need to be fixed. The question, how to get the money? Well, the governor's been pushing her gas tax, and as of right now, it appears to have stalled. Here we go again. The roads are crumbling, and once again, it doesn't appear Lansing will come together with a real solution on how to fix the mess. The governor today putting the blame on Republicans.
It is abundantly clear to me that there are some that don't want to put real solutions for roads on the table and be serious about this.
The governor, as you know, ran on a plan to fix the roads. She offered up her solution, a 45-cent gas tax. Republicans showed little interest. Now with the budget clock ticking, both sides have scrapped road negotiations.
There seems to be a commitment from the others that we're going to continue the road conversation.
Senator Lucido said he was never in for the gas tax.
Do you think that there is an idea of let's get together and try? Because some Republicans are saying let's have a conversation about it.
There's always a conversation to be had. Even the parties themselves agree that something needs to be done because you can't showcase a state like Michigan who is rebounding from the city, where we all know a vibrant city means a vibrant suburb. And we all know that we want to fix the roads.
Lucido says the gas tax never got traction, and he introduced a bill that would keep vehicle registration money local.
Leave the registration fees in the counties in which the vehicles are registered, and that'll take care of a lot of differences of money where we need it most, Southeast Michigan.
Insiders say that the governor said that she knew she did not have the support for that gas tax, but decided to stop the debate for now in order to get the budget done.
All right, so is this a defeat for the governor?
You know, I think short term, people are going to look at it as a defeat. Republicans will say, yes, that was a defeat. But listen, she's been in office less than a year. She has time to get it done. If she doesn't get it done in those 4 years, 100% a defeat.
Yeah, but not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah,
not yet.
All right, thanks, Hank.
Sure.
Survivors of Larry Nassar are calling on Michigan State University's new president to do something after a failed vote by the school's Board of Trustees on an internal investigation. That statement reads in part, if this board will not act, it is time for you, President Stanley, to let us all know where you do stand. Hopefully it's with the moral conviction to finally learn the truth about the culture and individuals who allowed Larry Nassar's sexual misconduct to go unabated for decades on MSU's campus. Michigan State has not yet responded to that statement.
The debacle in the desert. Lions fans grumbling about a fourth quarter meltdown by the Lions that led to an overtime tie with the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, boy. Bernie's here with reaction from the coaches. And I heard Steve say it earlier today to somebody. He goes, they just keep finding new ways to just tear our hearts out.
There aren't any left, are there?
Well,
ways to lose?
I will say this. You used to do this gig, I remember years ago, and it was never easy on a Monday after the Lions played. You know that. Well, it's Monday during the football season, so the subject is Lions. And honestly, could there be a worse way to start the season? Even with a loss, you get that anger. With a tie, you get more of a sense of, Lions and Cardinals played to a 27-27 tie. Of course, the Lions did blow an 18-point fourth quarter lead. We've got highlights under 10 seconds left. They almost brought home a loss because Tremaine Brock dropped this sure interception. If he steps out of bounds, they at least get a field goal try there. And they would have lost to a rookie quarterback. In unison, everyone could just say, Now, let's head to Allen Park, where Matt Patricia just finished chatting with the media. Jamie Edmonds, lucky enough to stand there and listen. She joins us live. You get that feeling from the assembled out there?
Well, maybe you get that feeling from the media. Matt Patricia just came out, like you said, for his Monday press conference, and he said the overwhelming feeling in this building is disappointment. They thought they would be coming back from Arizona with a W. They probably should have, but today they're feeling not great. Here's what he had to say.
I think there's a lot of plays in there, starting with myself, where we could have done a better job to help us win the game. I think everybody in that room feels that way. I think that's the the disappointment, I would say. is something that I don't want to say I'm proud of, but it shows me that everybody cares a lot about winning, and that's a good thing.
And they really don't have any time to really think about this anymore because the Chargers are coming in. They just watched video today. They said there were some bad offensive line, some good. TJ Hawkinson, his debut at tight end. They have some things to work with here, Bernie, and they plan to do better, I would say, next weekend. Live in Allen Park, Jamie Edmonds, back to you.
All right, I'm still going to say, You know, 20. You don't know how to react to a tie. That's the problem here.
No.
You sure know how to react to a defeat.
It feels like one.
It does, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah. All right.
Meh.